it is too much to read. It's probably just.
He's being a little bit close. That's the only problem. Yeah, sorry about that.
Welcome to the official launch of the IHNA Brisbane Diploma of Nursing program here at the prestigious Brisbane City Hall. My name is Sylvain Blanchot, and I am honored to be your MC for this momentous event. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today, the Turrbal, Deep Hill and Jagera peoples. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. That's better. And extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders people joining us today. To officially welcome us, it is my pleasure to introduce Uncle Billy.
Hi.
So Uncle Billy Cummings is an Aboriginal elder who lives in Brisbane, where he is linked to the Turrbal people through kinship ties. He has a strong spiritual connection to his people, traditions and the land. Uncle Billy is here with us today with the blessing of Turrbal elder Songwoman Maruchi to deliver the welcome to country on behalf of the Turrbal people in Brisbane. He will also provide a short performance on the didgeridoo.
Right. Yeah, can I?
Yep.
I just say something?
Yeah, sure.
Well, get over there.
Okay.
You're right. First off, my Babar, my sister, is going to do the welcome. We got our lines cross communication early on this afternoon, and they thought I couldn't turn up, but I'm here. But the sister Maruchi is going to do the welcoming and blessing, and I'll do my thing after she finishes. Gari nango Babar.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can get back then, you?
IHNA Australia, now you gari murumbanka, no koramai kiperandanga leku, iki numba iki song, murumba kairi, IHNA Australia. IHNA Australia bird needs advanced Australia in strength, and in particular the strength which is contained in wisdom. Ukari Marumba Benjanuda from Brisbane in the language of the Turrbal people. My name is Maruchi Baramba, which means black swan, from those people who sing up the wind, and the painting on the back of my cloak. A little bit about the Turrbal people. We were actually documented as being extinct or on the verge of extinction way back in the early 1860s, and it's just been one small family that has survived the impact of European settlement upon our ancestral homelands. And saying that, though we acknowledge we're part of a much larger societal group which takes in all of the tribes of southeastern Queensland. Me, myself, I'm actually from a big Aboriginal reserve from up near Kingaroy, which is actually famous for its peanuts, but it's also famous for a former Queensland governor, premier. And in historical times, the Queensland government had laws whereby all persons who were deemed to be Aborigines were rounded up and either placed on a government reserve or a church mission. Not all persons of Aboriginal genetics were taken to those places, because the ones who were still living habitual Aboriginal lifestyles. So in our case, we have people being brought to sugar from all over Queensland. And it would not be a strange thing when meeting a reserve Aboriginal from Queensland to find that we are very multi-tribal in our ancient Australian identity. In my case, I'm descended from 6 different Queensland tribes. It's because the intermarriage between the tribes was encouraged by our old people. I'll just rattle them off, eh? There's the Turrbal tribe of Brisbane, the Gubby of the sunny coast, the Walker of the South Burnett area, and the Gamilaroi from out of the Ballon. And in fact, Gamilaroi is the second largest tribe in New South Wales, which spills over into Queensland. And that's just my mum, and my father was Birrigubba and Gubba from central Queensland. There are many other tribes in that community as well. And why switch the anthem into my welcome to country's moment to reciprocate the acknowledgement which is afforded to us as the original people of this area. In fact, this is my clan land, not just my tribal land. I'm standing on here, and it's also an opportunity for me personally to also acknowledge my own new world Australian identity as distinct from my ancient Australian identity, because I am multicultural in my genetic inheritance. And those groups is African American Australian descent, British Australian descent, Celanese South Indian Australian descent. They each have their places their stories of those cultural groups each have their place in the space of the history books of 19th century Australia. So I won't go into it in a big way. We'd like to wish everybody all the very best while you're here in Brisbane. We'd also like to wish you all the very best on your journeys through life. We'd like to extend the appreciation of the Turrbal people for the organisers of this event for having us here in this capacity today. We've got a little bit of a mix-up, that's why there's this sort of energy on stage here at the moment, but I shall pass it on to my brother now. When I do I'll sing the blessing on the gathering and then pass it on to him. So, thank you.
What do you call this instrument? A didgeridoo, that's what it's commonly known around the world. You know that's not even an Aboriginal word. It's a slang word given by a European for the sound that comes out of it. Because they heard the sound before they seen what was making the noise. And in the bush, you hear this in the bush, and it had to be the top part of Australia, because that's where this traditional instrument is from. I'm from the top part of Australia on my grandfather's side. He was taken from up there and brought down here when they discovered gold, not put in chains, chucked on a cattle train. One was ours, all others of my old people. Because they wanted that gold. We had no interest in gold. You can't eat gold. We've lived for over 250,000 years in this country. We've been here before the Barrier Reef and a lot of other things. We used to walk to New Guinea, my old people, not me, but my old people. We used to walk back and forth to the New Guinea. Didn't need a canoe back then. They were drilled underneath the Barrier Reef over 30 years ago. 60 kilometres out from the mainland, drilled straight down, found evidence of old campsites and our old artefacts under the Barrier Reef. The continent was bigger then, and that's how long we've been here. But I didn't need those scientists to let me know. We have a strong oral history, and our story never changed. Still remain the same today. We didn't have no ABC, no books. Our books are our artwork, our songs and our dances. That's our library. And old people sitting the young ones down, relaying stories of the stars, the heavens, the waters, the land. And our first law from first light, some people call it dream time. Our first law is respect, which we still live by today. There's more than that, young people, yeah. But getting back to what did you do? Have you heard it? First. And he might have thought it was a strange animal singing out or something. So he started walking towards the sound in the bush, the sound that travels a long way. And as he's walking closer and closer, I know these stories are true because, like I said, our stories haven't changed from Dreamtime. There was some, my elders, old people with him, guiding him through the bush, and they passed these stories down. Anyway, as he got closer and closer, it was going around in his head, getting closer and closer, and it was making a sound that kept going around and around his head. It was like it was talking to him. I'll play for you what he heard all those years ago. But you have to listen, otherwise you might miss it. Okay? And you'll understand where that word, why he named that sound didgeridoo, not the instrument. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Now you know. Where I come from, we call this instrument yiggy yiggy. Can you say yiggy yiggy?
Yiggy yiggy.
Just spoke an ancient language. Older than the Egyptians, older than the Aztecs. But we traded for this instrument for something else, from where it originated from. The Yolngu people, we traded a few thousand years ago. Where I am, I'm sort of halfway up Cape York. You know where Cairns is?
Yeah.
Go drive, keep going driving up for another few hours and come to my father's traditional country. We got our country, our area handed back in 97. And we are Yalanji Bama. Bama means human being. Yalanji is our clan, is our tribal mob. There are about 8 different Yalanji groups. My group is called Yoromada, and we traded thousands of years ago for this instrument from the Yolngu people in Arnhem Land. I have great-grandchildren up there. But them Arnhem Land people, they don't call their instrument yiggy yiggy, they call theirs yaraki. Okay, yaraki. Down the bottom of the Cape, Burralula, they call their instrument. Looks the same, sounds the same, but they call theirs bambu, not bamboo, bambu. And in the Gulf of Carpentaria, the Lardil people on Mornington Island, they have an instrument like this, same, but they call their instrument lagwa. And you go over northeast and western Australia, where it meets the Northern Territory border, they call their instrument Yiriki. So those areas where I mentioned is where it's traditionally from. It only filtered down through the south in the last 80 or so years around Australia, but it's not traditionally from down south here. New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia. But they've got it through gifts or obtained one themselves. But in the last 70 years they've started incorporating it into their song and dance. That's cool by us. That's another part of our law is sharing and caring. But you go and ask them, what do you call that instrument playing? If you see them in New South or Victoria, they'll say didgeridoo, because they don't have a traditional name for it. It's not from their culture, traditionally. Okay. Our rhythms for our songs and dances come from a special place. Like I said, we never had written language. So where did we get our rhythms from? A very special place. The first sensation that all human beings experience before they're born, our mother's heartbeat. That's where our rhythms come from. Our mother's heartbeat. Like for instance, mum just laying down, chilling out, relaxing in the shade of a tree. Mum might get peckish, get up, pick some fruit, dig for yam, bit of activity. That heartbeat will go faster. Mum might get really hungry. Go catch a fish or chase a goanna. A lot more activity going on there, which means the heartbeat will go faster again. That's where our rhythms come from. This playing, the singers are singing the song and the dancers are doing the movement of whatever they're singing about. All that together and bribba going, clapsticks. Hey, shut up. I forgot to turn my phone on, sorry. We call it yellow. Can you say yellow? Yellow. You can call a modern day band. They're making yellow. They're doing yellow. That's what that means. I'll play for you those three different tempos of what I was explaining about our rhythms that come from our mother's heartbeat. Okay, she's just chilling out. Now, thank you for the recognition, and on behalf of Ngago Babar and myself, thank you, and hope you and your families have a good year. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Uncle Billy and Marucci, for your performance. Now, as we begin the evening, I want to take a moment to go through some safety information and housekeeping. Fire exits, we have 3, 2 here, 1 at the back. And if you can keep your mobile phone in silent mode during the presentation, thank you. Tonight is not just about speeches, it's about building connections, exploring opportunities, and celebrating our shared commitment to nursing education. To formally welcome you all and introduce IHNA's vision for the future, please welcome the Chief Operations Officer of HCI, which is the Health Careers International, Mr. Simon Schwegert. Simon has been pivotal in expanding IHNS programs and campuses across Australia, ensuring the delivery of quality education to aspiring healthcare professionals.
Anyone seen a wheel? It was on there when I walked in the door.
It's one of the more unusual requests. Good luck rolling, Billy. Great, thanks, thanks Sylvain. Welcome to everybody. I must say just before I start, when I hear that beat, I'm going to start thinking about I'm going to have visions for the years to come of my mother chasing a goanna. So, which may or may not have happened, I'm really not sure. So first of all, welcome to everybody. Welcome to the Honourable Amanda Stoker MP, and Assistant Minister for many things, I do note as well. But most importantly, I suppose from our point of view, for employment and training as well. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Nathan Dart, Acting Chief Nurse for Queensland. Thank you for taking the time and welcome. Nathan tells me he's in the seat for 2 months, in the hot seat for 2 months, and then he gets to be in a slightly less hot seat. As well. So I'd also like to acknowledge Professor Tony Welsh, and if you just put your hand up, Tony, so everyone knows where you are. There you go, thank you. Professor Tony Welsh, who is the chair of IHNA's academic board, very, very important component of IHNA's Australia healthcare industry in Australia. So it's not something, it's not a, he's been, this has been his vision for, what is that now, close on 25 years. Well done. IHNA is 22, 23 years of age, and our higher education institute, the Institute of Health and Management, last week turned 10 years old as well. So 10 and 23, a troublesome child and someone moving from secondary school into the end of university. So you could, and I'm sure you can all imagine the challenges that goes through as well. I know I can in my house, and that's why I'm glad I'm up here and they're down in Melbourne for a few days as well. As we all know, there's a whole lot of really great things I could talk to you about education as the foundation of knowledge and the foundation of the healthcare sector, etc. I think that's really well known to all of you who are here today. This campus is really significant for IHNA in that it will become the Centre for Nursing Excellence in Queensland for IHNA. And hopefully later this year, it'll become the Centre for Nursing Excellence for bachelor and undergraduate students in nursing in Queensland as well. So at the moment, we will commence next Monday, and for our new students who have joined us today, next Monday begins the next chapter in your lives, and that will become the next chapter in IHNA's life as well. So we will welcome some students to our campus, starting the Diploma of Nursing and beginning their journey to becoming healthcare professionals in Queensland. Later this year, hopefully, all going well, we'll then welcome students into our bachelor program. We also offer a Master of Nursing program as well. So for nurses in Queensland, they're able to progress and advance their career step by step, stage by stage. And that's always been a very important part of BJO's vision, is that students or nurses are able to advance their career step by step rather than starting and stopping and then having to find somewhere else to go as well. IHNA has campuses in Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, Brisbane now, as well as in Kochi in India as well. We also have representative or marketing and representative offices in Dubai. We also have, and through our broad, with Ramsay Healthcare and with a company called Sintana Education, who are a group of guys who have been very, very instrumental in setting up many great education institutes. In Australia, Torrens University was one part of the work that they've done in their past. This ecosystem, we call it, of 4 organisations, IHM or HCI, ASU, Arizona State, which is the largest public university in the US. 160,000 students. Just think about that in the scale of a standard university in Australia. Ramsay Healthcare, who comes on board with us, 75 hospitals and clinics in Australia, and another 150 in Europe, in France, and in the UK as well. And Sintana Education, excuse me, as the glue that's brought this ecosystem together. So we are thrilled to be bringing this ecosystem to Queensland and to being able to be trained to train nurses and healthcare workers, who will then become the backbone and the basis of the future of healthcare provision in Australia, but in Queensland particularly. Grey-haired folks like me, we're going to need more care. That's the bottom line. I'm happy to admit I turned 60 earlier this year, as my kids keep reminding me, and they also keep reminding me that you'll need more nurses, so just stay in your job and you'll hopefully they'll look after you. It's a good theory on their part. They've got it all scoped out. So we're going to need more care. That creates demand. We haven't got enough nurses, and we need to be able, but we also believe that nursing is not just a vocation, it's a passion. It's about creating passionate nurses who want to be nurses and who provide care in a passionate, caring way. One of the, core values of IHNA and of IHM is caring. Innovation, caring, and excellence. The caring component for us in 2025 is a key focus of all of the programs that we deliver. So for our agent partners, if when you are referring or referring students and sending students to us, you can know that they will be looked after and that they're not going to be coming back to you the next day with a question about this. There's 25 questions. We'll answer those questions and they'll be in a caring environment as well. All good, but thank you very much. See, that's a caring environment as well. So earlier today I put together 3 pages. And I thought, I'm not going to deliver 3 pages. You know what happened. You get up here and I'm not going to deliver 3 pages. We really appreciate your support, Tony, for your contribution over the years, Amanda, for your new friendship with IHNA and with IHM over the years as well. We really look forward to working with you. Nathan, when you're out of the hot seat, just a little bit of a cooler seat, we'll have that conversation as well about being able to look at how we can help form new workforces within Queensland as well. To our agent partners, thank you for your support. I'm sure you probably know Sylvain way too well and have had far too many contacts from him in the last week or 2. But it's so that we could get you together and we could then begin to understand what your needs are and who we are, and so that we can then also work together really well as well. So I'm not going to read 3 pages, which is more for your benefit than anybody's, but I will say thank you to everybody for your attendance, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Simon. Just realized I forgot my glasses. So now let's take a brief look at IHNA's journey, mission, and commitment to excellence through this short introduction video.
Are you passionate about making a difference in healthcare? Interested in a career that involves helping others? has received the Award for Excellence in International Education. Private Education and Training at the Victorian International Education Excellence Awards 2023, ranked among the top 67 educational institutions in Australia by the Webometrics ranking of world universities. IHNA is synonymous with excellence and innovation. The key to our success lies in state-of-the-art campuses in Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, and India, providing the best learning environments, experienced trainers who are real-world professionals delivering practical and theoretical expertise, flexible learning options that fit around your lifestyle so you can study at your own pace, strong industry partnerships, offering invaluable work placements in hospitals and aged care facilities. Whether you're a school leaver, a career changer, or an international student looking to study in Australia, we offer a range of courses tailored to suit your ambitions. IHNA and Sintana Partnership. IHNA's commitment to academic excellence has been further strengthened by our strategic partnership with Sintana Education. This collaboration connects IHNA with a global network of innovative institutions, enhancing our academic offerings and providing students with unparalleled opportunities for growth. Together, we're shaping the future of healthcare education by bridging academia, industry practices, and global healthcare needs. We're excited to announce that IHNA's Diploma of Nursing is now available at our Brisbane campus. This course is designed to provide students with the skills, knowledge, and practical experience needed to excel in a nursing career. The Brisbane campus, known for its state-of-the-art facilities, offers an ideal environment for healthcare training. Located in one of Australia's most vibrant and multicultural cities, the campus provides students with access to modern resources, welcoming facilities, and opportunities to experience the beauty and diversity of Queensland. By introducing the Diploma of Nursing to our Brisbane campus, we are making it easier for aspiring healthcare professionals in Queensland to access IHNA's award-winning education. Through hands-on training, experienced educators, and real-world placements, this course paves the way for a successful and fulfilling career in nursing. Start your healthcare journey with IHNA today. Your future in healthcare begins here.
As you have seen, IHNA is more than just an institution. It's a hub for innovation, learning, and community. To share more about IHNA's impact, please welcome Dr. Bijo Kunumpurat, our founder and CEO of HCI. Dr. Bijo is a visionary leader with extensive experience in healthcare and education sectors. Under his leadership, HCI has grown to become a prominent provider of healthcare education, focusing on innovative learning, solutions, and global partnerships to enhance the quality of healthcare training.
It works. So, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening. So, I would like to give you some brief idea about our vision and where are we and what's our journey in the last 20 years. So, HCA started in Melbourne in 2004. We were focusing on a specific need for nurses in Australia. It's specifically international nurses who come in to work here, need a bridging program. So we have started working with the multiple universities in Melbourne and provide training and continue to place them with the hospitals and support them through the journey. So relocating a nurse from one country to another country is always challenging. There is a lot of support required and as well as learning required and cultural aspects. So language aspects, so everything is required to make that journey fulfilling for many people. So we proudly done this job for nearly 20 years and I think over 20,000 nurses has been trained and placed in Australia in various hospitals so far. So our mission is education for employment. So whatever learning education we're providing, we want to make sure that the students are job ready. So that is our core commitment. So that's the journey we begin for 20 years and continuing, and we have a big plan to continue in the next 10 years. So I just give you some ideas. So there is a significant shortage of nurses across Australia, and that's, I think there's 2 slides. Yeah. So that's made us to continue working on nursing as our main focus, but we haven't only doing nursing, we do other healthcare courses as well. We have run 20 plus courses across IHNA. And whatever we do, we want to do the best. So we take a lot of time. So 20 years, only 20 courses. If you go to TAFE, they have 400 courses in a location. So we can't do so many courses because we want to do the best what we do. So it's a slow journey, but we are committed to our students. And we have grown from maybe 50 students in 2007 to nearly 500 students in 2014. And 2024, we are nearly 5,000 plus students. By 2035, we'll be around 50,000 students. Around 10 years, 10 multiples. That's a simple formula, but it's not possible with the current government regulations, which everybody knows. The education industry is struggling because of the new regulations which government is introducing, and it is impacting the industry in a very big way. But we have solutions. The solution is go online and go abroad. So Australian education is having a very strong reputation globally. So IHNA and IHM last year decided to take the challenges to new areas. So we thought the solution is not stop with whatever in front of the hurdles in front of you, but take us to be a global provider. So we do have a partnership established last year with Sindhana Alliance or Sindhana Education. It's an American investment company formed with Douglas Baker as the chairman. And he was previously running Laureate International with a 17-country presence. So that leadership taken with Arizona State University in partnership, we thought that's a way to go. And we take nearly 2 years to do the due diligence. And in Australia, there's only one private institution signed up with Arizona State University or Sindhana Education. That is IHNA and IHM today. So we set our stage in order to grow for the next 10 years. And we strongly believe quality education is the only way forward. So many institutions have challenges today because government is looking into regulating non-genuine institutions, which is the main motivation for government to implement a lot of regulations. But it affects everybody. Whether you are a quality provider, whether you have strength to do things, but unfortunately, the regulation comes to everybody. And then when they're restricting something, it affects everybody. So I hope that all the changes and challenges will be overcome by time. When government introduce any new regulations, any new industry, it's always go through a lot of criticism. That's happening in education industry today. Everybody is frustrated. But I strongly believe it's only for time. Because every country progress through changes. So we are now also not only regulations, artificial intelligence is taking us to the next level. And DeepSeek is already taking everybody into challenging environment. Everybody knows today. And 1 trillion share markets crash in the USA. We have these changes every day, environmental issues, challenges, but it doesn't stop growth. So IHNA is committed to grow, IHM is committed to grow. So we are here in Brisbane today with the belief that we could continue to provide further growth in this place and maybe work with the industry. So we are finding significant shortage of healthcare staff, especially in regional Queensland. So that is one of the motivation for me to really come here and invest into Queensland. And we are not stopping with Brisbane. We are going to expand to regional Queensland. This year, we will be establishing 6 regional simulation centers across Queensland. Because Queensland is one of the biggest states with a lot of regional areas and concentration. So I was thinking that we should work beyond Queensland in Brisbane. So we are committed to Queensland. We are really going to grow to regional Queensland and provide learning using online education, possibly to the technological advancement of Arizona State University is accessible to us today. All the content, curriculum, as well as technological advancement. Today, Arizona State University is the #1 in innovation in Australia, in USA. And they sign up with the the OpenAI as the first university as soon as they launched ChatGPT last year. So they are the first university to sign up with creating a customized portfolio for universities to continue to do research and in a controlled environment using the technology advancement. So we could access to all those growth in the USA straight away. And as everybody knows that aging population is growing across Australia and globally. So I am finding the opportunity not only in Australia, in global. So Japan, Germany, many countries are recruiting Australian trained people. So we expanded our campus to India in Kochi or Kerala, where I am from. And in the last 2 years, we are actually seeing the growth in enrollments there. And most of the students are not coming to Australia. They go into other countries to work. So we want to build a strong education capability and take it to India, where there is a huge population who wish to work in global areas. It could be in Middle East to Germany or other countries. So we work with the National Skills Development Corporation in India in a very collaborative way. So I'm expecting thousands of people will be trained by us. So that's why 5,000 to 50,000. The number comes from, majority will be from India or from other countries. So that's the main strategy. And our mission is education for employment. We can't do education without understanding what the industry wants. So industry is challenged by technological advancement mainly. And we need to train our people with the new training methodologies. So every campus as we invest into technological advancement. You can see some video with the Vision Pro. When Apple launched, we are the first one to adopt. But there is not much apps available today. But I believe in the future there will be a lot. So we invest into technology advancement and try whether we can use it for the purpose of our students' learning. So we have got 5-year accreditation. That's a maximum and might give it to any provider. That's available in Queensland or Brisbane campus now. And we work with Ramsay Healthcare as a partner with 75 hospitals in Australia. So we can guarantee clinical placement for our students as well as job placements, because they're partnering with us to give our graduates jobs. But our partnership is not exclusive to Ramsay. We also work with more than 300 other healthcare organizations across Australia to provide jobs for our students. So as I mentioned, we have a very big ambition to promote regional education. And I think the regional growth, a lot of says are there. We can work with partnering with the government initiatives and study Queensland or study Brisbane may have initiatives. We have study Melbourne, have a lot of learning hubs in many parts of the world. But I was thinking to go alone. Because I tried with the work with industry, partnership, this, that, all kind of things. Unfortunately, it all comes with too much bureaucracy. So IHNA are going to go alone with establishing our own simulation centers in 6 centers, our own investment, our own staff, no connection with anybody. I love to collaborate, but unfortunately, I tried to work with Noosa. There's an aged care facility in Noosa. I spent nearly 1.5 years establishing simulation center and engaging with the contract, going through legal documents, their lawyer, our lawyer, signed the contract finally. And then next month, that aged care group been bought over by another group. And the first thing they done is cancel our contract. They said, we are not going to work with you. Oh my God, 1.5 years of work gone to drain. So this is my experience. Partnership is great to say, but unfortunately, establishing partnership is very hard. And we want to grow our own capability, and we are committed to grow with that. And our industry collaboration with any healthcare organization nationally, we are planning to work with staff upskilling. We can bring a lot of modules in technological advancement from Arizona State University's course curriculums. So it is just a modules, that's a micro-credentials. We can adopt anything what industry say, I want to teach our staff with artificial intelligence or maybe, any advancement courses, we can take it. That's the right we got from Arizona State University. You name it, we can get it. So it's a very different contract. It is not like a normal MOU which many universities have with many other universities, or maybe research partnership alone. but ours is academic partnership. We want to only work on learning and teaching. And that's what we're going to get it from there. And we also thought of providing articulation from IHNA to IHM to Arizona State University courses. Some of the students want to go to USA and study for some courses, we can do it as well. So we offer some pathway programs in Australia, then they can travel to Australia and complete 1-year course there to get a master's and probably get 3-year stay back. And Australians already have 2-year work rate. So you have no reason not to take up this kind of opportunity to global exposure. Then come back with that American motivation. Why can't we grow? What is stopping Australia to grow? Only limitation is global exposure. So I believe we will train a lot of our students to go and expose themselves to global education and learn how countries are growing and come and challenge the system here and do your own job. Establish your own institutions, companies, be an innovator. Don't go with other people's things. I believe in the next 10 years we'll create a lot of entrepreneurs here. I'm committed to do that because I am in the retirement age now. I'm not going to do 9-to-5 work every day. I want to promote entrepreneurship to people. And I'm going to lead that with many people in Australia. And because I'm a migrant to this country, I'm a first migrant in 2004, I migrated. And I could do so much here. Why a student study in Australian education system can't do? Because this is one of the best education system. I didn't get it. And I got it myself. I studied my PhD last year, finished. So I utilized the Australian education system with 0 cost. I done my PhD here because I'm an Australian, 0. I don't pay any money. No need fee help. So Australia have a lot of opportunity. I want to tell this to all our students, get your PhD. It's 0 cost and only pay only up to master's level. After that is free. Australian government has a lot of scholarship. And if you do more publications, our university become world ranking. And publication and work with IHN and IHM, we help you. You don't have to be working, you can be student and we can get you published here. And because we can use that to build our ranking. So IHN and IHM trying for ranking for last couple of years. And IHN is 67th in webometrics. I don't know anybody heard of that ranking, that we are one ranking I invented recently, and we are there. And this is ahead of any university. This ranking is not for private provider. It's anybody, there are 200 plus institutions, including all the university and higher education providers in the ranking scheme. So IHNA can be a proud RTO who is able to achieve that. So, but we are not stopping there. We want to be the top 10 and move to number 1. So I mentioned few of these things, and I just take you to one very important slide. I think Tony is there already. So this is very important. We want to be the number 1. We aim to be the number 1 nursing institution in the next 10 years. So we're working towards becoming a self-accredited institution and moving to become a university college by 2030 and working towards 2035 to be a global leader in nursing education. So one of the new dimensions we are adopting is, everybody teach skills and knowledge. That's the foundation for anything. But I was thinking to adopt, how do you measure passion? It's very hard to measure, and I do a lot of research, including ChatGPT, to find how do I measure passion in education. People come to study because you get a job, and you can make good money, because nursing is a good profession, good salary, flexibility, global opportunity, everything is there. But do you have passion or not? I don't know. People come for different reasons to study something. But we can transform you to a passionate nurse. Anybody come to our doorstep and start working with us, we want to build that passion with them. And that need a lot of care and a lot of work behind the scene. So we're going to build our teachers to be passionate first. If our teachers can't show that passionate or see how to support our students, they can't teach the passionate value to the nurses we're training. So we're going to work on those kind of modules to see how can we build this into our courses. So I'm hoping that by 2035, we can proudly call maybe, we have to go for a lot of ranking, and we have to compete with universities, which is already doing nursing education for years or centuries, but I would like to beat them. Everybody can be. So always new startups come and beat big, ChatGPT was, innovator for many years, and they become multi-billion-dollar company. suddenly, deep sea come and beat them with now from nowhere. So IHNA and IHM coming from nowhere, and we are going to beat some people very established like Melbourne University, Monash University, Australian National University, all got big ranking. So we have to beat them by strategically moving. So I'm here, and I'm really thinking that we can work together to build this college to the next level. And I need support from everybody, in order to build our passion for care, and the students, staff, industry, regulatory bodies, and the government. This is a joint effort. And if I get the opportunity and support from everyone, I guarantee that we will be a globally known institute, and we will be training 50,000 students by 2035 globally, not only in Australia, because Australian government national strategy for 21 to 30 very clearly said Australian institutions should strive to be a global provider. Go abroad, offer blended learning, hybrid learning, or maybe, pathway provider, become a pathway institute. So a lot of things. So I need to get a lot of mentors, who can help me to get there. So I am in the hunt for adding more mentors to my job. So Tony Welch, Professor Tony is here with me today. He started trusting me in 2014 when he come and see me with Dr. Meng Lim's introduction. So Dr. Meng joined me in 2012, and she introduced me to Professor Tony. And Professor Tony and me have that good relationship for many years. And he's committed for lifelong support to the college. And he's here. He's a Queenslander now. And he is here. And I really want his presence and support. But I really think if you want to grow, you should find good mentors. Our students, our industry partners, anybody. Our agents. Because agents have a very bad reputation. You can change it. I'm an agent for your information, if you don't know. I started as a recruitment agent, and I am all proud of being an agent. Because I could provide a lot of people to migrate to this country, and they're all happy. And I started institution before I was an agent, and I think I start learning in this industry. I'm a mechanical engineer by profession. I'm not a nurse. But I started this job, and then I started learning about education industry, running a company. I go into company director course, started with MBA, then going to PhD. If you want to grow, if you want to lead something, you need to continue learning. That's the only thing you do. Every day, not to go professional learning, you can go for reading a book a week or day, if you wish to. So if you do some job in what align your mission or vision to your practices. So read every day. And because you're working and learning, you get a lot of ideas. And that idea can be practiced because you have an establishment to work with. So I believe all Australians can be thriving, and we can together build this country great again. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bijo. So nursing education doesn't happen in isolation. It thrives when education providers, healthcare leaders, and industry partners collaborate. Tonight, we are honored to have distinguished guests across the sector who will share their insights. I would like now to welcome Honourable Amanda Stoker, who is a member of the Queensland Legislative Assembly and currently Assistant Minister for Finance, Trade, Employment and Training.
Thanks very much. Good evening, everyone. It is such a joy to be here with you to launch the IHNA's programs run here out of Brisbane. Can I start by acknowledging some of the people who helped to make this possible? Of course, Dr. Bijo, I am in awe of what you have achieved in your career so far. To Simon, Marcel and the board, but also to Professor Tony for all of the leadership you've provided over the years. Can I also acknowledge Billy and Marucci, if they're in the room, and Father Alex. You all help contribute to making today special. I couldn't also continue without acknowledging the partners from industry who helped to make this endeavour so successful, as well as the students who put their trust in IHNA as they embark on one of the most exciting things they will ever do, and that is a new career. One of the things that is wonderful about IHNA and its leadership is that it is unashamedly ambitious. And that's such a wonderful thing. That ambition has taken it from just a very small beginning in just 20 years to 30 students, to multiple campuses in Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, and now in Brisbane, as well as overseas. And it's set up important partnerships, as we've heard, with Arizona State University and Ramsay Health that can open the world to IHNA students, as well as provide concrete pathways to careers that are at the cutting edge of industry. By 27 to 28, just a few years from now, the healthcare and social assistance industry is going to be the fastest growing area of skills demand in Queensland. Already, there are over 522,000 Queenslanders working in it. But by 2028, Queensland needs over 57,000 more people to be job ready in that sphere. People who have the values of this organisation, who are committed to excellence, who are driving to care for those that they serve. People who want to have a profession that is meaningful and that will nourish both their desire to help others and their desire for intellectual stimulation across a challenging, exciting and innovative lifespan. I have every confidence that the students who are starting here on Adelaide Street at a state-of-the-art campus that I hear is just about to become even bigger have made a great choice as they kick off this journey. And I can't wait to see the opportunities that will lie ahead, whether they are in careers in hospitals, in aged care, in occupational therapy, in renal care. There's so many different ways your career here can go, or whether it's to take further study into a bachelor's program, a master's program and beyond. Congratulations to those students who have committed to start your career journey with IHNA. Congratulations as an organisation for investing and succeeding despite challenges that have been put in your way by the federal government and others along the path. And I thank you for your commitment, not just to a campus here in Brisbane and the investment that that involves, but also to your ambition to serve regional Queensland. As a decentralised state, it is absolutely vital that we have access both to skilled people, but also education pathways for people in those communities to be able to achieve their ambitions. So, just as IHNA is unashamedly ambitious, they are also unashamedly ambitious for your career. And that's a wonderful wind to have at your sails. It's also a good alignment of values, because as a new government, we are unashamedly ambitious for this state and its people to achieve our individual and collective aspirations and ensure that we have a future that is prosperous and fulfilling for everybody in it. So thank you for the invitation to be here. Congratulations on this milestone, and I can't wait to see what you'll be achieving together in the time ahead. All the very best.
Thank you very much, Honourable Amanda Stoker. Our next guest is Nathan Dart, Acting Chief Nurse Officer at the Queensland Government, Director of Nursing at Metro North Mental Health, and representing the Minister of Health and Ambulance Service.
I must say there's a few hard acts to follow but thank you for the invitation, and it's my honour to be here today to speak with you on behalf of the Honourable Tim Nicholls, Minister for Health and Ambulance Services, and to represent Queensland Health. I would also too like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on where we are meeting here today, the Jagera and Turrbal people, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. It is a pleasure to participate in the launch of the Institute of Health and Nursing Australia's Enrolled Nurse Diploma program. I would particularly like to extend my warm welcome to the future students to such a rewarding and compassionate profession, and I wish you well in your careers ahead. For any of you that are newly enrolled nurses or future nurses, I encourage you to fully immerse yourself into your studies and embark on this lifelong learning journey. And I feel sure that you will bring learning and about the wonderful, rewarding profession of nursing. This afternoon, I take this opportunity to talk a little about Queensland Health's nursing and midwifery workforce. I'd like to be outlining a range of employment opportunities for enrolled nurses in Queensland Health, as well as sharing some exciting news about an initiative we hope to launch soon. The new initiative aims to simplify and streamline the process or the application process for newly graduated enrolled nurses, making it easier for them to begin their careers within Queensland Health. It's a privilege to stand before you today in my current role as Acting Chief Nurse Officer. The Office of the Chief Nurse plays a critical role in providing system-based leadership for nursing workforce policy, development and its implementation across the state. We work closely with other professional leads within Queensland Health, including the Chief Midwife's Office, and we have strong relationships and support the senior nursing and midwifery leaders from around the state. Together, we recommend, oversee and evaluate strategies focused on building the capability, capacity and sustainability of the nursing workforce, ensuring it's equipped to meet the demands of an ever-changing healthcare landscape. We regularly engage with our healthcare partners, including education and training providers, to ensure that exchange of vital information on key nursing professional and workforce issues. As many of you may already know, Queensland Health is the largest employer of nurses and midwives in the state, with over 40,000 full-time equivalent nurses and midwives. In fact, nurses and midwives, we make up approximately 40% of Queensland Health's entire workforce. Our commitment is to build a skilled, sustainable workforce that can effectively respond to Queenslanders' unique healthcare challenges, whilst continuing to deliver the highest quality care to our community. At the heart of our strategy is a deep commitment to maintaining a highly skilled and resilient nursing workforce. The careers of our nurses and midwives often span across multiple areas in the healthcare system, whether it's hospitals, community health settings or residential aged care facilities. Our nurses and midwives contribute across many roles and services. Working together, the 16 hospital and health services ensure that we are advancing strategies that support nursing or nurses in working to their full scope of practice, particularly within innovative models of care. One exciting example of innovation in practice is the recent introduction of nurse-led walk-in clinics. These clinics offer a range of services from assessment to treatment, advice and diagnosis for non-life-threatening conditions. These are staffed by nurse practitioners and experienced registered nurses, representing a significant step forward in expanding the scope of practice of nursing care. Enrolled nurses play an essential role in Queensland Health, also working across our 16 hospital and health services in hospitals, community settings and residential aged care facilities. Their career pathways and professional opportunities for enrolled nurses in Queensland are both broad and diverse. For those of you wishing to advance your careers, there are many opportunities to apply for advanced skill enrolled nurse positions. These roles allow you to leverage your professional experience in more complex clinical situations or settings, providing a platform for continued growth and development. I'm thrilled to share with you an exciting initiative that we're planning to launch in the next 6 months. Queensland Health is streamlining the application process for graduate enrolled nurses by creating a centralised online portal. This portal will allow you to submit your applications where you'll be able to select your location and preferred clinical area. Health services will then access these applications and recruit as positions become available. In addition to the application process, graduating enrolled nurses will have the opportunity to complete transition to practice programs during their first year of employment. The transition support programs include both theoretical and practical learning in a clinical setting, which current opportunities will be in acute care, neonatal, perioperative, rehabilitation and older persons care. The program serves as a strong foundation, providing the necessary skills and knowledge to launch your careers and pursue further professional opportunities within Queensland Health. In closing, I'd like to thank you again for the invitation to join today's celebrations. It's an honour to be here, and I wish you every success on the formal launch of the Enrolled Nurse Diploma program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nathan. Next guest is Daniel Johnson, who is the Deputy National Training Manager for nursing programs, who will present in details our nursing program. Yeah. Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you. Good evening, distinguished guests, industry partners, Brisbane leadership, and thank you for inviting me, educators, and of course, the most important, students. I'd first like to, do I have my slides? Thank you. First like to apologise on behalf of not only my manager, but my mentor, Ms. Charlie Bijo, who unfortunately couldn't make it today to greet you, but she sends her best wishes. A lot of my speech has been already covered by several people, so I may just skip a couple of slides, but please forgive me. So IHNA commenced in 2007, with HCI commencing in 2004. And we commenced with the IHN program, which some of you may know is the bridge for international nurses to become nurses in Australia. And then from that, we built on that to diploma. We now have every level of course from Certificate 3 in individual support all the way up to Masters of Nursing with our IHM. And I'm sure we will very shortly have a PhD program when we roll out that program. Today, with the Diploma of Nursing, to give you an idea of the scale of our college, every 2 months we graduate between 260 and 300 enrolled nurses into the nursing profession. So that's huge, and that's contributing so much to the Australian healthcare system. And of course, they then go on to, majority of them go on to Bachelor of Nursing as well. So a little bit about the course. It's an 18-month course over 5 campuses, and we have 6 intakes a year. We're currently accredited for 360 in intake. We're ASQA and NMAC approved and work very closely with Katzenham and the traditional owners of the land, who you hear from before and very shortly. We have fantastic industry partners, Ramsay, Healthycare, Healthscope, as well as multitude of aged care providers and other private and public providers, particularly in Western Australia. We have great staff support for our students. We currently have just over 2,500 students active, and we've graduated many more than that, with getting close now to 100 nurse educators across Australia, 8 course coordinators, 10 placement staff, hundreds of student support staff to support our students, and as well as the other support teams like academic quality coordinators. So the delivery modes we currently have are blended, and the blended mode, often called the online mode, looks after our remote areas as well. So students, it's called blended, as our students do come to our simulation labs, and as we know, they won't have to come to Brisbane very shortly with our satellite campuses planned for Cairns, Townsville and a few other places. So that opens the opportunity for those remote area places who may not have a nursing college nearby to become nurses and advance the career and the nursing profession. We also have our on-campus mode, where students attend campus in one of our 5 campuses. So the course objectives, as you can see, equipping people with the necessary knowledge, skills, and capacity to care for others and become enrolled nurses in a variety of settings there and advance the nursing profession. The course, as I said, is over 3 semesters or 18 months, and we have a few slides on just basically what the semesters are. So our first semester concentrates on the foundations of nursing, how to do the basics of care, as well as learning about the Australian healthcare system, particularly for our international students. Semester 2, we start to talk about diversity and Aboriginal health, and we start to go into the more clinical subjects of caring for someone with chronic illnesses as well as medication management. And then finally, in semester 3, we move on to acute care and a bit more advanced concepts of medication, IV therapy, and also, importantly, mental health. We have three different placements in our course. Our first one is aged care. Our second one is subacute, where they learn in a variety of settings, and then the third one is acute care. So technology. One of our values is innovation, and we certainly do that very well. In our current diploma, we've got high fidelity mannequins that talk to you, cough, sneeze, do all sorts of other bodily functions that we probably won't mention here. We've got the HoloLens, which I believe was in the introduction video, where it's a headset and you can see a human body laying on the bed, hologram, and you can pull out the heart, turn it around, inspect it, see what the problem is, things like that. We've got anatomy tables where you can also, it's like a surgical bed where you can cut someone open if you wish and pull everything out as well. And we've got high fidelity AI interactive simulators. So we're using those, it's a bit of a new project, haven't told many people about them, but we're using those in role plays where the student will ask the video patient certain questions, and based on the questions, they will feed back the information required. We have another project underway that's about to start with our virtual reality simulators as well. Assessments, I won't tell you and scare all the new students here about assessments, but we have quite a diverse range of assessment methods, including patient simulations and practicals. These just, I guess, apply to all learning styles, and that's what we want. We want a diverse range. And I've actually mentioned the support teams already, so I'll leave this slide. But again, very warm welcome to the current students. I will see you very shortly, as I usually do about 5 laps of Australia each year, so you'll see my face. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Daniel. Our following guest is Jonathan Chu, Chief Insight Officer, Vice President of the International Education Association of Australia. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry, we have Kelsey first. So Kelsey Doyle is our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Support Officer and College Counsellor at St. Lawrence College. Welcome, Kelsey.
Good evening, everyone. I'd want to start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the country that we're on, the Yagara Turrbal people and the Jagera people. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and to any other Aboriginal people here with us this evening. Yeah, feeling a little unqualified up here. There's lots of information that's been thrown at you, and I'm definitely not going to follow up with that. I'll keep it very brief. But my role, I am an Aboriginal person myself. My family are Wappabarra people from central Queensland, so beautiful patch of islands off the coast of Yeppoon. That's where my mob is from, and they journeyed down from there to Hervey Bay and around that area before they landed here in Brisbane. I work at St Lawrence's College, as they mentioned, as a cultural support officer. I look after about 40 Aboriginal students in the college, and my role is basically making sure that they feel safe and supported within that school environment. And it's really exciting to be able to sort of expand my role now sort of outside the college, and I was approached late last year to support with the audit for the Brisbane campus. I had the pleasure of touring the campus, and it is fantastic, and I'm very excited for the new students that are here this evening to be able to experience that campus. It's very exciting to see what IHNA is doing and looking at those blended delivery programs. I remember going through university, peak COVID, going from in-person courses and having to very quickly transition to that online in a very new world for a lot of people. And it's great to see the investment that's come from that. I think one of the biggest barriers to education is access. As we've mentioned, we have a very diverse population in Queensland, very spread out, and it's really exciting to hear the investment that's coming in from IHNA, that we have 6 remote satellite centres that are being open. For a lot of Aboriginal community, we are very spread out, and it's very exciting to have that access increase for them. I can speak for myself, having to work and support myself through university is a very tough job, and for people to have to uproot their entire lives, to have to move to Brisbane is such a big life-changing moment, and one that is very difficult, and sometimes people aren't able to make that step. So this blended delivery model that the INHA is investing in is very exciting to allow people to remain attached to their countries, where they're born and raised, where they've lived their entire life, and not have to uproot everything. Not to mention the single families that can't afford to move to the urban environments in Brisbane, Sydney, Perth, wherever it is. These blended delivery models, it's very exciting, and I got to participate in that last week and supporting the delivery of the cultural competency units, a part of the Diploma of Nursing. And it's really exciting to be able to, be situated here in Brisbane and be talking to students across Australia and Victoria, I think was where most of the students were from. But it's a really exciting opportunity. I'm really glad that INHA has approached me to support the development of their cultural competency units, and I'm looking forward to continuing that work with everyone in this room today. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey. Okay, so now, sorry, Jonathan. So yes, I would like to welcome Jonathan Chu, who is the Vice President of IEAA, which is the International Education Association of Australia, and Chief Insights Officer.
Thanks very much. Thank you for the opportunity to share a few words as Vice President of the International Education Association of Australia. Our CEO, Phil Honeywood, sends his best wishes, but regrets not being able to be here this evening. For those of you who are not aware, IEAA is the peak industry organization for all of our many colleagues who work in international education. Our 3 pillars are really around advocacy for our members, professional development for all of the wonderful people who work in international education, and also research and contributing to our understanding of the sector and policy in Australia. I have to say we are very proud to have HCI and IHNA as platinum members of IEAA. And as a member, we've had the pleasure of hosting Bijou and others In our flagship events, for example, Friends of Parliament event in Canberra, where we got the opportunity to hear from our ministers, Jason Clare, Claire O'Neill, Sarah Henderson and others, and we try to continually keep up those events and continually build those relationships with government, as we know that's an incredibly critical time at this point in time with huge policy changes happening all around us. So the last 12 months have been particularly busy on that advocacy front, and Phil, our CEO, really makes it a point at every opportunity that he has to put forward the case of how valuable and important our high-quality, independent providers are in the international education ecosystem. So I'm sure all of you now already know or have a very clear impression of just how high quality and how IHNA really fits into that bucket. But I just want to do a really quick stock take of 7 key features that I think make IHNA such a remarkable organization. So number 1, it is specialized, and it's not specialized in something that's easy. It's specialized in healthcare, it's highly regulated, it's capital intensive, and it's really playing to its strength in that regard. It's multi-city and multinational. There are not many providers in Australia out of the thousands of RTOs that exist that can claim to be operating across cities, 4 cities in Australia now and also overseas in India. HCI is dual sector, so there aren't many institutions that go deliver both in the vocational education and training space as well as the higher education space. So to be able to span Cert 3 all the way to Masters, as Daniel said, is a real hallmark of quality and innovation. I was speaking to a colleague earlier, it covers both domestic and international students, and I think that's, again, another real hallmark of a quality provider. You've heard a lot about its innovative delivery. I won't go any more into that, but its partnerships in particular with ASU, Ramsay, and others, that's, again, evidence of just its standing in the industry. And if you needed any more evidence, point number 7, it's award-winning, and we've seen that time and time again. Recognition from the industry, recognition from government in terms of just how transformative and incredible the programs are at IHNA. So, as I said, IEAA is a broad church. We have members from across all of the public universities, many private providers across the higher education, RTO, and schooling sectors, and English language sectors, I should add. So we're really pleased to be able to point to members like IHNA to say, this is a terrific example of the types of provider that we want to see thrive and grow in Australia's international education sector. So thank you again to Bijo, your team, and for all of the speakers here this evening. It's really wonderful to have this opportunity to be here to celebrate the opening of your campus and nursing program here in Brisbane. So I look forward to chatting with you all later, but thank you for now. Cheers.
Thank you, Jonathan. So now I am pleased to introduce you to one of our clinical partners and a former IHNA student. He graduated with us in 2012, and his name is Rojan Matthew. Rojan Matthew is based in Townsville, and is a nurse unit manager working in the dementia and delirium medical ward at the Townsville Hospital and Health Service. Welcome, Rojan.
Good evening, everyone. It's an absolute honor to stand before you today as we celebrate the launch of Diploma in Nursing IHNA College. I am proud to say that I was once a student and at this incredible institution. Back in 2012, I was an RN student here, and today I stand before you as a nurse unit manager with a career that has deeply shaped my foundation I built at IHNA. When I first arrived in this country, I was starting from scratch As you know, it is a very difficult situation that it is everything different culturally, a different mode of education, language, and all those barriers. Everything was new, and the culture, the language, and the education system, it was very difficult for me at that time. But IHNA College became my home away from home. Very supportive atmosphere, especially Dr. Bijo was readily available for clarifying any doubts or anything that we need assistance with at that time. The support I received from the staff and teachers was nothing short of extraordinary. They didn't just teach me, they guided me and encouraged me and helped me navigating the challenges of adapting to new environment. I still remember how patient and understanding they were, always going extra mile to ensure that I felt confident and prepared. For that, I will be grateful. After completing my studies in IHNA, I began my nursing career at Moruna Gardens Nursing Home in Bhavan. I worked there as a registered nurse. Then I was there, I discovered my passion for aged care and acute geriatrics. So I moved to Townsville and started as an RN in Townsville University Hospital. And then I became a CN and then CNC, and then now I became a nurse unit manager. Throughout, it was not at all an intentional one. I thought that I could stop by getting a job as an RN, so it automatically came to my way. Throughout my career, I have the privilege of working in an acute geriatric ward that specializes in delirium and dementia. The area of nursing is incredibly close to my heart. I encourage each of you, those who are present here, to consider specializing in geriatric care. Our elderly population have given so much to our society, so it is now our responsibility to look after them. So if we are staying in this building, and if you are in the four walls of this building, it is a fruit of what they have done in the past. So it is regardless of where you come from, it is our duty of care to ensure that we are giving them back. So this younger generation needs to learn from us to see how we are caring for our elders so that we will get it back. Nursing is not just a profession, it is a calling, it is a responsibility that carries immense weight, because the care we provide can have a profound impact on the lives of others, especially when they are at most of their vulnerable. To be a nurse, it is to be a source of comfort, strength, and hope. It requires not only knowledge and skills, but also a strong passion for what we do. That passion is what will drive you to get extra mile to advocate for your patients and make a positive difference in their lives. I do that on every day in my work. And I support my nurses too to achieve that. As you embark this journey with IHNA College, I want you to know that you are in excellent hands. The education and support you receive here will prepare you not just for a job, but for fulfilling and impactful career. Take every opportunity to learn, to grow, and to connect with your peers and mentors. The relationship you build here will stay with you throughout your career, just as they have for me. That's why I came from Townsville. In closing, I wanted to thank IHNA College for the incredible foundation they have provided to me. To staff and teachers, your dedication does not go unnoticed. To the students, I encourage you to embrace this journey with an open heart and a determined spirit. Nursing is challenging but deeply rewarding path, and I have no doubt that each of you have the potential to make a lasting impact in the lives of your patients. Thank you and congratulations IHNA College and Dr. Bijo on the launch of Diploma in Nursing. Here is to the future of nurses who will carry forward the legacy of compassion, care, and excellence. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rajan, for an inspiring story. we can definitely feel the passion. Oop. Okay. So now this is the time to network. I would like to thank you all for presenting. And so whether you are a student, agent, educator, or industry leader, take this time to engage with our guests and staff members, and please enjoy some refreshments and finger food. Thank you very much.